Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at 7 new SUVs owners instantly regretted buying. Number 7. Volkswagen Atlas. The Volkswagen Atlas seemed like a dream SUV on paper, but for many owners, that dream quickly turned into an expensive headache. Right from the dealership lot, the Atlas started showing its true colors, mainly in the form of reliability nightmare. The 3.6-liter V6 and 2-liter turbo engines, while promising decent performance, developed a habit of guzzling oil faster than a college kid downs energy drinks during finals week. Some owners reported oil consumption issues as early as 10,000 miles, and with oil changes costing around $120 a pop, those extra top-offs started adding up. Then came the transmission woes. Shifting in the Atlas often felt like it was second-guessing itself, jerky, hesitant, and sometimes just plain uncooperative. The automatic gearbox had a mind of its own, and not in a good way. Some owners even faced complete transmission failure before hitting 60,000 miles, and if that happened outside warranty, they were looking at a repair bill north of $5,000. Fuel economy? Laughable. With real-world numbers hovering around 17 to 19 miles per gallon, the Atlas drained wallets almost as fast as it drained gas tanks. Given its starting price of around $38,000, buyers expected more reliability, less stress, and fewer surprise expenses. Instead, they got a vehicle that aged like milk. Number 6. Cadillac Lyriq. The Cadillac Lyriq seemed like a dream EV until owners actually got their hands on one. The hype quickly turned into regret, and not the kind that goes away with time. First off, let's talk about the charging situation. Cadillac promised luxury, but what they didn't promise was the patience of a saint. The Lyriq's max DC fast charging rate is just 190 kilowatt, which sounds impressive until you realize that Tesla's superchargers can pump out 250 kilowatt. Then there's the price tag. The base model starts at around $58,000, which isn't terrible, until you realize that by the time you add AWD and a few must-have features, you're staring at a bill closer to $65,000. And let's not forget depreciation. EVs lose value faster than a new smartphone, and with Cadillac's shaky track record in the EV market, resale values might nosedive before you even finish paying it off. Reliability? Well, let's just say early owners have had more software glitches than a beta test. Infotainment bugs, random shutdowns, and charging errors have turned the Lyriq into a rolling tech headache. All in all, the Lyriq might look good, but for many buyers, it turned out to be an expensive lesson in why first-gen EVs are a gamble. Number 5. Honda Passport. The Honda Passport seemed like the perfect SUV, until owners actually drove it off the lot, and reality hit like a monthly car payment. The Passport starts at around $42,000, but for that price, you'd expect a vehicle that doesn't feel like it's constantly second-guessing itself. The 9-speed automatic transmission has a mind of its own, hesitating, jerking, and making every acceleration feel like a gamble. Then there's the ride quality. Honda claims it's rugged, but that's just marketing speak for stiff and bouncy. Hit a pothole, and you'll feel it in your soul. And while it's supposed to be a go-anywhere adventure machine, the all-wheel drive system isn't exactly confidence-inspiring, more like a last-minute decision. Then comes depreciation. While Honda usually holds value well, the Passport's resale value drops faster than your excitement after a test drive. A lightly used Passport can lose $7,000 to $10,000 in the first year alone. That's not investment money, that's should-have-gotten-a 4Runner money. In short, the Passport looks great on paper, but in reality, it's an overpriced, gas-guzzling, rough-riding SUV with a transmission that seems as confused as its owners. Number 4. Nissan Rogue. The Nissan Rogue seemed like a sweet deal at first. Decent price, modern looks, and that trusty Nissan badge. But for many owners, that honeymoon phase ended faster than expected. Let's talk about the real cost of owning one. First, the transmission. Nissan's infamous CVT is the automotive version of a long-term scam. It's smooth until it's not. Many Rogue owners report jerky acceleration, laggy response, and worst of all, failures well before the 100,000-mile mark. And guess what? A transmission replacement can set you back a ridiculous $4,000 to $5,000. That's almost a third of what some people paid for the whole car. Then there's the reliability. The Rogue has racked up complaints about electrical issues, sensor failures, and engine problems that seem to pop up right after the warranty expires. One minute you're driving, the next, you're staring at a repair bill that could fund a solid vacation. Speaking of money pits, let's talk fuel economy. Nissan markets the Rogue as efficient, but real-world numbers often disappoint. Oh, and repairs? Parts aren't exactly cheap, and Nissan dealerships have a reputation for charging an arm, a leg, and maybe a kidney for labor. So, after a few years, many Rogue owners start looking at other cars, while whispering to themselves, never again. Number 3. Subaru Ascent. The Subaru Ascent seemed like the perfect family SUV on paper, until owners actually got behind the wheel and realized they might have made a $40,000 mistake. First off, the CVT transmission has been a headache, with some drivers reporting jerky acceleration and a weird rubber band effect that makes merging onto highways a stressful event. And let's not even talk about the transmission failures, because Subaru already had to extend warranties after enough complaints rolled in. Then there's the engine. That 2.4-liter turbocharged boxer sounds great in theory, but reality hits hard when you're stuck dealing with oil consumption issues. And if you thought maintenance would be cheap because it's a Subaru, think again. Routine service and repairs on the Ascent have cost some owners thousands, with brake replacements coming up faster than expected and electrical issues making their presence known in the most inconvenient ways. And let's not forget resale value. Unlike Subaru's smaller models that hold their worth, the Ascent depreciates faster than a smartphone. The regret is real, and for many, the Ascent was more of a financial black hole than a reliable family SUV. Number 2. Chevrolet Equinox. The Chevrolet Equinox seemed like a sweet deal, until reality hit like a check engine light at 10,000 miles. The biggest offender? The dreaded oil consumption issue? Many Equinox models chug oil like a thirsty marathon runner, leaving owners with repair bills that make their eyes water. If the oil level drops too low, which happens a lot, the engine can straight up die, and replacing it? That's a $4,000 to $7,000 punch to the gut. And let's talk about reliability. The Equinox ranks among the most complained about SUVs in its class, with transmission failures leading the charge. Some owners barely made it past 80,000 miles before their transmission called it quits, forcing them to fork over $5,000 for a replacement. And if that wasn't enough, electrical gremlins love to mess with everything from the radio to the key fob, turning simple tasks into frustrating guessing games. Then there's the resale value. A brand new Equinox drops in value faster than a new iPhone after an Apple event. After just 5 years, it can lose over 50% of its worth, meaning owners who thought they were making a smart buy are left watching their investment vanish. With repair bills stacking up and resale value plummeting, it's no surprise that many Equinox buyers end up wondering if they should have just walked instead. Number 1. Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Jeep Grand Cherokee seemed like the perfect SUV, rugged, stylish, and built for adventure. But for many owners, the excitement faded faster than their bank accounts drained. Let's talk numbers. The Grand Cherokee isn't cheap, with prices starting around $40,000 and climbing well past $70,000 for higher trim. That's luxury SUV money, but what do you get? A vehicle that can develop electrical gremlins faster than you can say check engine light. Reliability? Questionable. Some owners barely made it past 50,000 miles before facing transmission issues, engine stalling, or the classic Jeep feature, mystery warning lights. Repairs aren't budget-friendly either. A new transmission? Expect a bill north of $5,000. Suspension issues? Another $2,000 or more. And let's not forget Jeep's legendary fuel economy, except it's legendary in the worst way. The V6 guzzles gas like it's free, while the V8 will make you consider biking to work. At an average of 18 miles per gallon in mixed driving, you'll be on a first-name basis with your gas station attendant. For some, the Jeep dream turns into a financial nightmare. Between the repair costs, abysmal resale value, and gas bills that rival a mortgage payment, it's no surprise many owners regret ever signing the dotted line. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. If you found it helpful, then make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.